The Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, a branch of the Iranian military, in coordination with the Iraqi Popular Mobilization Forces, Lebanese group Hezbollah, and the Yemeni Houthis, launched attacks against Israel with drones, cruise, and ballistic missiles. The attack was retaliation for the Israeli airstrike on the Iranian embassy in Damascus. It was Iran's first direct attack on Israel since the start of the Iran-Israel proxy conflict. Several Middle Eastern countries closed their airspace a few hours before Iran launched a massive standoff attack against Israel. Iran's attack involved drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles. Israel used Arrow 3 and David Sling systems to shoot down the incoming weapons. The American, British, French, and Jordanian air forces and Navy helped to shoot down Iranian drones. France, which intervened at the request of Jordan, deployed its navy to provide radar coverage. It was the largest drone strike in history, meant to overwhelm anti-aircraft defenses. It was the first time since the 1991 Iraqi strikes that Israel was attacked directly by the military of another state. So, could this conflict lead to the escalation of World War III? On the 1st of April 2024, the Iranian consulate annex building adjacent to the Iranian embassy in Damascus, Syria, was struck by an Israeli airstrike, killing 16 people, including Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a senior Quds Force commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and 7 other IRGC officers. Soon after the attack, Iran vowed revenge, with reports suggesting this as a potential motive for the airstrike. Iran reported the building was part of the embassy compound, while Israel maintained it was a building used by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and located outside the fenced compound of the embassy. The US, France, Germany, and the UK warned Iran not to attack Israel. They said it would be a big step up and might make the West strike back against Iran. Israel also warned Iran that attacking could lead to Israel hitting back directly in Iran. In early April 2024, Iran told the US through Switzerland that if they supported an Israeli attack, Iran might hit US military bases in the area. Iran's foreign minister, Hossein Amir Abdollahian, said they told countries with US bases there would be an attack in 72 hours. On the evening of April 13, 2024, Iran attacked Israel using drones and missiles. They targeted several places, including the Golan Heights, the Arid region, and 2 air bases in the Negev desert. This attack was called Operation True Promise. CNN and Reuters said over 300 weapons were launched. An Israeli military spokesperson said Iran launched 170 drones, 30 cruise missiles, and 120 ballistic missiles. IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari mentioned around 350 rockets were fired at Israel from Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, and Yemen. Iran has indeed been making headlines with its drones, especially since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Ukrainian officials claim that Russian military drones, based on Iranian-designed Shahd drones, have been used in their territory. According to Iranian state television, the Shahd 136 kamikaze drones, equipped with a relatively small 50 kilogram warhead, were employed in the attack on Israel. The Ahmad long-range ballistic missile and the Pava cruise missile were reported to have been used in the attack on Israel, according to state television. During large-scale military exercises in February, the IRGC utilized EMAD missiles and launched the Dezful ballistic missile from a warship, simulating an attack on the Palmachim airbase in Israel. Iran also possesses the Fatah, a hypersonic ballistic missile capable of reaching Israel in as little as 7 minutes, along with a cruise missile variant of the same family. However, there was no indication that these missiles were used in the attacks on Sunday. According to Iranian Chief of Staff Mohammad Bagheri, the main targets included the Nevatim airbase, allegedly used by Israel to launch the attack on the Iranian consulate, and an intelligence center in the Israeli-occupied part of Mount Hermon, which provided the intelligence. The operation was limited to retaliating for the Israeli attack on the Iranian consulate. Other targets comprised the Ramon airbase in southern Israel, Tel Aviv, and Dimona, where a nuclear facility is located. IRGC's Tasnim news agency reported that the tactic involved saturating the Iron Dome and David Sling with a first wave of hundreds of Hessa-Shade 136 kamikaze drones to pave the way for dozens of ballistic missiles in the second wave. Hezbollah claimed responsibility for launching dozens of Grad rockets at an Israeli air defense site in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, stating that the attack occurred shortly after midnight local time. To prepare for the attack, Israel, along with Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, and Kuwait, closed their airspace on April 13th. Iran only closed its airspace to VFR flights, and Egypt put its air defense on high alert. Either way, in multi-layered attacks over several hours, Iran has just managed to conduct its largest ever drone and missile strikes that covered some of their longest distances in a real military operation. IRGC Commander-in-Chief Hossein Salami stated, "The operation achieved a level of success that exceeded our expectations. Israel deployed Arrow 3 and David's sling systems to intercept the incoming weapons, and it utilized electronic jamming to disrupt missile navigation. Numerous drones were intercepted while flying over Syria. Israel claimed that it successfully intercepted 99% of the weapons, with its air force intercepting 25 cruise missiles outside the country, presumably over Jordan. The United States orchestrated a multinational defense effort for Israel, spanning from northern Iraq to the southern Persian Gulf. This coordination took place from the Combined Air Operations Center at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. The US, along with the United Kingdom, France, and Jordan, utilized their own military forces to intercept Iranian projectiles. Additionally, France deployed its navy to provide radar coverage in the region. The Wall Street Journal reported that Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates shared intelligence, including radar tracking information, with the US and Israel prior to Iran's drone attack. American aircraft reportedly destroyed over 80 Iranian weapons. Royal Air Force Typhoon fighter aircraft successfully shot down an unspecified number of Iranian drones, as confirmed by British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. France deployed naval assets to assist Israel. President Emmanuel Macron later stated that France had joined in intercepting Iranian drones at Jordan's request. Jordan, situated between Iran and Israel, had prepared its air defenses to intercept drones and missiles violating its airspace. Despite Iran's warning against any possible action in support of Israel, Jordan opened its airspace for US and Israeli warplanes. Iran asserted that their saturation tactic using drones successfully bypassed Israeli air defenses and inflicted damage on the bases involved in the attack on the Iranian consulate. They claimed significant damage to both air bases and an intelligence base in the Golan Heights, supported by videos published by Tasnim showing targets being hit. A senior US official reported that 5 Iranian ballistic missiles hit the Nevatim airbase, causing damage to a C-130 transport aircraft, an unused runway, and empty storage facilities. Additionally, 4 other ballistic missiles struck the Ramon airbase. While no deaths were reported, there were several injuries from the strikes. A 7-year-old Bedouin girl was seriously injured by shrapnel from an interception in the Arad area. Ebrahim Raisi, the president of Iran, stated that Iran had delivered a lesson to Israel through the attack, as promised by the supreme leader. IRGC commander Hossein Salami described the attack as more successful than expected and warned of retaliation for any Israeli counterattack. Israel has pledged to retaliate against Iran. Israeli sources have indicated that Israel initially planned to begin its first steps in a ground offensive in Rafah during the week, but postponed it to assess their response to the Iranian strikes on Israel. The Israeli War Cabinet convened on April 15th to deliberate on a response to the attack. On April 19, 2024, the Israeli Air Force attacked an air defense facility in Iran. The airstrikes were limited and aimed at an air defense radar site at an airbase near Isfahan in central Iran. The attack was a response to Iranian drone and missile strikes in Israel. Iranian media and social media reported minor explosions near Isfahan, where Iran has nuclear facilities, a drone manufacturing facility, and a major airbase. Iranian state media said that Israeli drones flying over the region were shot down by the Iranian Air Defense Force. US officials confirmed that at least 3 missiles from Israeli aircraft had struck Iran. No strikes were reported on Iran's nuclear sites. Now, a question arises. Could this conflict lead to World War III? Well, it depends on various factors, such as regional focus. The conflict primarily involves Iran and Israel, along with regional actors such as Hezbollah and potentially other nearby countries like Jordan and Saudi Arabia. While these countries may have alliances or support from global powers, the conflict remains regional in nature. Deterrence mechanisms. Major global powers, particularly nuclear-armed states like the United States, Russia, China, and others, have a strong interest in preventing the escalation of conflicts into a world war. International diplomacy. The international community, including organizations like the United Nations and influential countries, would likely intervene diplomatically to de-escalate tensions and find a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Military capability. While Iran and Israel possess significant military capabilities, including ballistic missiles and advanced defense systems, their conflict does not pose an existential threat to other major global powers that could trigger a world war. The conflict between Iran and Israel has the potential to destabilize the region further and draw in other countries with vested interests or alliances. While the likelihood of it sparking a world war involving major global powers is considered low, it underscores the importance of diplomatic efforts and regional stability in preventing further escalation. Let's hope for wise decisions and peaceful resolutions. If you found the video informative, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss our new videos. Until next time, take care and thanks for joining us.